New housings, a new strobe and new action cams. Here you find everything underwater photographers need to know right now. Hello to Rigged and Ready, the Pixel Dive. Here we talk everything underwater photography. I'm your host Toby, and today we're going to take a look at everything that is new within the last couple of weeks. I will establish this kind of news segment every couple of weeks to see what has changed and what is new on the market. This video is brought to you by myself and my book around underwater photography. It's especially for the beginners in the underwater photography, since I show everything you need to know about purchasing a camera, a housing, what are the first steps in the underwater photography. But of course you find practical tips what to do in the water as well as after the dive. Link to the book is in the description. A small problem with this book, it's only available in German, so if you don't speak German, yeah, the book isn't for you. But for those people that speak German, feel free to check it out in the description down below. And now let's start in the video. The first thing I want to talk about are the new housings from SeaFrogs. They offer a lineup for professional divers with an aluminium housing, and now they have produced this housing for the Nikon ZR, for example, as well, or the Sony a6700. These housings are special because they are from aluminium. Most SeaFrogs housings, especially in the beginning, were cheap plastic ones, and now they get better and better and better, and this is the top of the line right now. They are water resistant up to 100 meters, and they came in a dark gray finish that looks pretty nice in my opinion. You could control every button, every dial on your camera, so there's no problem at all, and they look at least very durable. I don't had one in my hands personally, so I couldn't tell you how they handle in the real world, but my colleague Matthias Lebo had one housing in his hands for the Nikon ZR, and for the first impression he seemed to be pretty impressed. Just from the looks it seems that they have catched up to brands like Nauticam or Seacam. They look pretty similar. Would this housing be something for you personally? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we want to talk about GoPro. They have announced a new segment of action cams. As far as I know, this segment won't replace the Hero, but will stand next to it as a more professional lineup. The lineup is a Mission 1 lineup. It is with 3 different cameras. One has an MFT mount, which is pretty impressive, and in my opinion the first camera of this kind. The cameras besides the one with the MFT mount are water resistant up to 20 meters, which is pretty nice, because the open water divers could go up to 18 meters, so they could use this camera on every dive. The cameras are featuring a completely new 1-inch size sensor with 50 megapixel, which is pretty impressive for such a small sensor, and they should have way improved low light capabilities as well as better battery and thermal performance. For video you could shoot up to 8K open gate, which is pretty impressive as well. The prices start at nearly $600. They are pretty high, but if the camera can hold up to the specs, I think it's well worth it. Next on the list is Ikelite. They presented a new strobe, the RC232TTL strobe. It weighs in at about 1.2 kilograms, and you can control the intensity of the strobe in 10 stops with half a stop increments. You can flash it 300 to over 1000 times depending on the strobe power as usual. The battery is replaceable. The integrated video light reaches up to 2500 lumen, and it's controlled with an optic fiber cable, but still capable of TTL with the right accessories. It's water resistant up to 100 meters of depth, so nobody could stop you with this light. Next up is SeaLife. They already offer the smartphone housing, the SportDiver Ultra. Now they have a SportDiver S as well. It's a bit smaller housing. It looks more sleek, more modern in my opinion. You can dive up to 30 meters if you want it. The housing weighs in at 641 grams and it's built partially of polycarbonate as well as aluminium and has a nearly neutral buoyancy in the water. If you use it, it's recommended to use the SportDiver camera app for everything you need to adjust for the photography part and to get the most out of your experience underwater. Filters are available as well and it will set you back about 249 euros. The Ultra, on the other hand, is about 60 euros more expensive. The biggest difference between the size and the weight and the overall looks is that you can go up to 40 meters with the Ultra, which is more convenient if you are on an advanced level, so you don't have to hold back at 30 meters and have to worry, okay, maybe the wreck is on 32 meters, can I go down that deep or maybe not? With the Ultra you don't have to worry. With the S you have to be more careful. I personally only work with dive fog so far, but I would be interested in comparing these two housings from SeaLife as well as from dive fog. If you want to see a comparison between these two brands, let me know in the comments down below as well. And the last part of this news video will be every time the new housings that different companies have produced. On Ikelite they have several new bundles for older housings, and as new housing they have a housing for the Canon R6 Mark III. At Nauticam we have new housings for the Sony a7 IV, Canon R6 Mark III, Canon R50 and Nikon ZR. And as mentioned, we have the new SeaLife housing for smartphones. Did I miss anything within the last few weeks with news in the underwater photography world? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to know more about the dive fog Sea-Link, click on the video right next to me. And then I'm finished with this video. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to share, comment and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any further videos. And if you made it all this way, write bubble maker in the comments below. Goodbye.